Okay, guys, hello. This is Hongyi, and this is the final project for Northwestern University Electrical Engineering 332 Introduction to Computer Vision. And my project name is Smart Eraser. This is one of the projects that provided by our professor. And so we have a video here. In this video, we can see there's a pen moving from the right side of the screen to the left side. And there's also some red text on something like a book page. And what we need to do is that we need to track the movement of the pen tip, and we also need to erase the red text following the movement of the pen tip. And after erasing that text, we need to reconstruct the book page. That is to say, we need to make the book page the same as before, perceptively. And how to do that? First, for the pen tip tracking part, we can use exactly the same method we used for our final machine problem 7, and that is the object tracking. We first initialize the tracking by selecting this pen tip using a small white block in the first frame, and for every next frame, we will need to create a search window based on the position of the block in the previous frame. And we iterate through that search window, and we should find the best match for the pen tip by calculating the sum of square difference between the block of the previous frame and the current candidate. This is called the exhaustive search method. And here is the result of the pen tip tracking. You can see the white block is following along with the pen tip very smoothly. There might be some shift, but I think it's okay because we just need to have roughly have the rough position of the pen tip, and then we can use that position to erase the text. And for the context reconstruction part, we will use a method called texture synthesis and inpainting. This is also part of the lecture of the electrical engineering 332. And to do that, we will first need to have a image of the texture. In my case, I just cropped a image of the book page from the very first frame of the video. And then we need to find candidate to pad into the erased area. So there are actually many ways to do that. I basically tried two ways, which are the random selection and the blending method. So for the random selection, I just randomly select a patch from the texture image and use that patch to pad into the erased area. You can see the movement of the white block. The white block circles out the patch, and the patch is randomly selected from this context image, texture image. And for the blending method, we should, when we select patches, we need to include some its surrounding area and overlap those area with the context in the video, which is a book page. And we calculate the sum of square difference between those overlapping area and the context to determine determine which patch is the best match to be padded into the erased area. This will make sure that the patch we pad into the area is consistent with its surrounding context, because the difference of its overlap area is the lowest. And this is the result of the random selection. So we can see, although the red text is erased, the erasing area still seems very messy because the patch is randomly selected from the texture image, and it doesn't take into consideration of the consistency of the text of the patch and the surrounding context. That is why this part doesn't look like a regular book page. And for the blending method, when we every time we select a patch, we will include two. In my case, I include two overlap areas, one on the top and one on the bottom. I didn't include areas on the left and right because the patch area is very thin, and I don't think we need to take into consideration the left and the right area, as long as we have a top and a bottom that is consistent to the surrounding context. And this is a result of the blending method. So we can see the result is much better than the random selection, but there are still some dark areas, dark shades on the erased area. That is because I think the texture image I chose is pretty small, and it's actually from this part of the book page, which we can see is relatively darker than this part and the left part of the book page. That is why the patches are generally very dark, are generally darker than the surrounding context. So I switched to a larger texture image. This texture image is basically cropped from this part of the book page. So we can see it actually includes many samples of many candidates of to be patched, both dark or bright. So we can see the result. So you can see the result is already very good because the most of the dark areas are got rid of, and this looks like pretty like a book page we already have, and is consistent with with its surrounding area. But if you look very closely, you can still find that it's not like some book page or some regular words. But I think that's enough because we only need to make it to keep the context the same perceptively. So at first glance, you don't recognize, you don't find anything strange. That is enough. Okay, so that's basically all of the project stuff. And after finishing that project, I actually had some thoughts about it. So this project actually reminds me of the Cloak of Invisibility in the Harry Potter series, because you see they both erase something from a certain context or background. And I think maybe we can do something. Maybe we can use the knowledge we learned from this course to implement the Cloak of Invisibility as well. This could be very interesting, and I tried and made a small demo. Let's take a look. Okay, so in this demo, I used a white tower as the cloak. So in the algorithm, I just used the flash tone detector we learned from this course. That's in machine problem 04. I use that algorithm to first sample some of the colors of the tower and feed it to the algorithm, and it will and the tool will and the algorithm will detect the similar colors, similar tones of the white tower. And if it detects the white color, it will erase it from the background by basically just we have a background image. I use this very first frame as a background image, and if it detects the white color, it will erase the everything behind the white color and just put the background on it. So we can see there's only my body has been erased out, and there's just a back wall. So this demo is still not good enough. We can see a lot of glitch here. Those pixels are seem abnormal. But I think I think if we put in some decent effort into that, can still make a very good project. If I chose this topic at the very first place, I would definitely can stick to it and give some promising result. But I have already put some effort into the smart eraser, so that's why I didn't make a very good demo of the invisible cloak. But it could be a good project. Okay, so that's all I have to deliver. Thank you very much.